Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. Today I'm going to be telling you about the new film with Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman called Lucy. It is a film that's directed by Luc Besson, who I believed worked on The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis several years ago. He's worked on quite a few other titles, but I know The Fifth Element is definitely one that a lot of people recognize from that director. But in Lucy, you guys, the film I'm reviewing for you today, Scarlett Johansson plays a basically this woman that's forced into becoming a drug mule for a very rich drug lord, and basically, there's a small series of events that happen that basically, force Scarlett Johansson's character into this lifestyle. Her name is Lucy, and she has to basically give away this very rare drug in all these other foreign countries, and something happens where she accidentally gets some of this rare drug into her own system, and this gives her more access to her brain's capacity. So over time, she can access 20%, 30%, 40%, basically until it eventually gets to 100%, where she can access everything that her brain will allow her to do. Um, and with this given power, she hopes to get back at the people that basically forced her into this really bad lifestyle. Since she didn't want to be a drug mule to begin with. You'll see in like the first 20 minutes of the film, how she kind of got forced into all this, and she's slowly figuring out what her brain can do. And she also meets up with a character played by Morgan Freeman, who is very much an expert on like human evolution, animal evolution, and basically, he's very intelligent as far as what the brain can do over time, from what other researches have shown what the human brain can do if we could access more of our brain's capacity. So I thought Lucy was okay, you guys. I was really looking forward to this film. I've been looking forward to it since the trailers were first released. The plot of this film was talked about for a while, so I don't know if that means this film was in production for a while or not. But it did always seem interesting. Luke Besson seemed to be an interesting guy as far as, trying to mix a good concept with a good action movie. Um, I thought it was okay. I really was not super impressed with this film, but there were certain elements that I thought were pretty notable. But at the same time, I really can't recommend this film per se. So, for positives and negatives of Lucy, you guys, I thought the facts and fiction behind evolution was very well handled in this film. You can definitely tell Luc Besson, he looks like he wrote and directed this movie. He definitely took some time, probably before and during this production, to really see what's been found with evolution. What exactly could the human brain do if we could access more of it? Since people are always saying that we only use 10% of our brains. I really liked how he really seemed to have at least a very convincing um, reason, and something that actually sounds like somebody actually researched this for years, as far as what the human brain could do if we really could access more of it. And I also liked how he played with it fictionally too. It was kind of fun in that aspect. There was a lot of parts that's like, okay, well, we really can't prove that, but it's a nice idea as far as what we could do if we could access more of it. I thought the film also had some pretty strong CGI elements to it. Um, One of Lucy's abilities, because it's really not a spoiler, because it really doesn't relate to the plot. It's just something that Lucy can do when she can access more of her brain capacity later in the movie. Like she can see things that happened before earlier in time. It doesn't really say if she can go into the future or not, but she can look at things in the past. She can remember all her things, everything that she's looked at throughout the course of her life, and things like that. But there's scenes where she looks back in the past, even goes back to when dinosaurs were still around, the BC times. Even the dinosaurs look really convincing. They showed, like Cro-Magnons and apes and all these things that humans were before we became human, and just all the CGI elements used for those creatures and animals and environments were all very good and very strong. And it's actually probably one of the better things I could say about Lucy, is that it had some very strong CGI elements to it. Morgan Freeman's character was also very interesting to me. I really liked how he really seemed intelligent on evolution, what we could do. He was definitely the perfect person for Lucy to meet up with as far as her understanding what this drug did to her, pretty much. Um, Very interesting character. I always love Morgan Freeman, and he definitely nailed it with this. Acting wise, he nailed it in this film. Very interesting character, very likable guy in the movie, and very likable guy in real life from what I know about him. There were some really great looking sets and scenery in this film. I don't know if Lucy started out in China, Japan, or whatever it was at the beginning, but wherever she was and wherever she was throughout the course of the film, very good looking scenery, very good looking sets. Luc Besson either found very good people to build these sets for him, or he found very good places to film for this film, to film for the movie. Otherwise, it sound weird. Because it really had some really great looking sets and scenery, and really just great big environments for all the big CGI and big action scene elements that were used for the film. He definitely found a great way to make it all take place in the right places. For the negatives of Lucy, since I do have quite a few of them, unfortunately, I thought the sci-fi portion of the film was fine, but it really needed to improve in the action portion of the film. Not a great action movie, a much better sci-fi movie, I would say. Just not a lot of action scenes, and when there were action scenes, they really weren't, oh my god, amazing. So really can't say much about the action of Lucy because either there wasn't enough of it, and when it did happen, it just really wasn't very good. The film also started to get really weird after a while. It got to the point where, when Morgan Freeman, when Lucy got to the point where even Morgan Freeman didn't know what the brain was capable of at a certain point after she consumed the drug. It just got really weird. It got very out of control. It started to break its own rules. It just got way too weird for me, way too abstract. I think a lot of people are going to say the same thing about this movie. I also thought Lucy didn't have enough conflict. Because Lucy gets basically invincible after a while with this movie, when she really has a ton of access to her brain's capacity. There really wasn't enough conflict. I really would like to see either more weaknesses to Lucy, just more conflicts, just not enough conflicts in this film. It was just so easy for her to get all these things accomplished throughout the course of the film. Really, not a lot of tension or conflict in this film, and that's really too bad. Um, I think the film would have been much better if Luke Besson found ways to really make things difficult for this character to succeed with her journey and with this power that she got. Maybe add more negative side effects to this character. I don't know if after she swallowed the pill or something. That goes to my next point of I really think this film needed more action scenes, and I'm really not somebody who goes to movies just for action scenes, but Lucy really needed some more of them. It really did not have enough action scenes, and this film really it was advertised as an action movie with sci-fi elements, and it played out more so like a sci-fi film with action movie elements. Both are fine, but there really was not enough action in this movie, and when there was action, it really was not very good. The writing also was either too smart or too dumb in this movie. I really wish the writing could have been just too smart the whole time. I probably would have liked the film better if that was the case. But there was some lot of moments in this film where it just really was not a smart movie at all. I almost felt like the film was written by two people, even though Luke Besson wrote this all himself. I really felt like there was somebody who knew all this stuff about evolution, all this stuff about human progression, and then there was another screenwriter that was just strictly in action. And almost, you know what it felt like? It felt like James Cameron and Michael Bay made a film together. And we got the intelligent James Cameron that actually knows how to make a movie, and then we have Michael Bay who's all about the action scenes and the CGI and stuff like that. And they meshed together, and it didn't work out very well. Lucy plays out like that. I almost felt like Luke Besson strictly did the smart stuff first, maybe, and maybe the dumb stuff later. And it just really did not mesh very well. I would have really preferred a script that felt intelligent the entire time, and Lucy was just not that movie. And overall, guys, Lucy is just too short of a film. It's only about an hour and 29 minutes, I think, and it's not enough time to cover a story like this. I don't think they really needed to do something additional that just did not happen in this film. I think it could have been a good 20 minutes longer. I think that could have developed Morgan Freeman's character more, Lucy's character more, the villain more. Make something more happen. Actually have a good action scene every once in a while. So Lucy, you guys, I only give it a 7.5 out of 10. That might seem a little high for a film like this. I really think the CGI elements were really pretty good. Um, I liked the facts and fictions that were played around with evolution for this film. Morgan Freeman's character was really good looking sets and scenery, but unfortunately, that's about it. It really needs a lot of work. Really would have preferred better action movie side of this film, just more action scenes, better action scenes, just an overall better script, rather than having it being too smart or too dumb. Maybe have it really smart the whole time. This film needed a lot of work. It really needed a lot of work. So Lucy, guys, it's an okay film. I really can't say I would recommend it. I can't. I don't even think I could say go out and rent it when it comes out to Redbox. Maybe catch it on cable one of these days when it eventually gets to cable, because it's really not a very urgent film that you got to go see. So Lucy is okay, but at the same time, don't worry about spending your money on it.